Using setTint in your rooms is a great way to change the appearance of things. However, it's important to note that setTint is not setColor. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into setTint and see when a good use case is in comparison to a use case that will not work in the way that you intend it to. So in this room, I've got three spheres, a green sphere, a white sphere, and a black sphere, and each of these spheres has an on-click function to apply a red tint. So when I click on the white sphere, you can see that that sphere is now red in appearance. This same function is in this green sphere. However, when I click on the green sphere, you can see that it turns to black. And the reason behind that is that setTint applies a tint to the color that the thing already is. And so when you combine green and red with light, it becomes black. So the idea of setting a tint here is not setting a color. This applies that red tint on top of the green, which turns it black. I'm sure some of us can already guess that when I click on it, nothing happens because it is already so dark. Now, let's take a little bit of a deeper investigation into this sphere to make sure that we know how we can use tint effectively. You can see that we are using what's called a hexadecimal value. And this is a value that indicates the intensity of the three colors of light in each pixel, or in this case, of the object. The first two represent the intensity for red, the second two represent the intensity for green, and the third two represent the intensity for blue. So in this case, FF is the maximum value, so the highest value. So you have a high intensity of red, and then the zeros indicate no intensity of the other two colors, which is why we're getting red. So if we were to change these to 0, 0, or no intensity of red, and FF the highest intensity of green, and we preview it, we can now see that the sphere turns green. So if you're looking to change the color of an object using setTint, it's important that you make the original color of that object white, so that when you set the tint, the color you're intending to tint that object is always the color that you see. If you're applying tint to a thing that already has some color to it, it's not going to be as easy to get the color that you